Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Alright. Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. Welcome. One of the things I want to tell you is brought to you by Dispose LLC. This is a garbage company that's doing great things, and all you gotta do is give us a call. Right. Why? You might actually hear my voice. That's right. You know you like hearing me. It ain't just about hearing me. You can see exactly what I can do. We get a truck over to your house and take care of all your debris. COVID-19 made everybody want to be more thorough. They want to be more clean. I got a container for you. You can get all that junk out the way. All you hoarders, right. I got something for you. Don't let them talk about you. I got a can and get that stuff off your property. All you got to do is call me at Dispose LLC. Yeah. All right. Now I got to get back to the person who's been rocking with me for the now going on next week for 4 years. Craftmatic, how you doing tonight, big baby?
Fabuloso, Jay. Fabuloso, man. Everything's good. You know,
still over there smiling.
Grinding, pushing, moving.
Grinding,
you know what I'm saying?
smiling.
Making things happen. Today was a big day for you, boy, Jay.
Was it?
Yeah, man.
Was it nice?
Yeah.
Did it turn out good for you?
Yeah, man. Turned out fabulous, bro.
Man, I like hearing that, because mine didn't turn out that damn great.
Yeah.
You want to get back on me?
Yeah. It's a good day, Jay. It's a good day. It's a history-making day, actually.
All right, then.
You know? Yeah.
Okay.
So I ain't going to put my business in the wind, but it was a great day, bro.
Okay, I put mine. One of my trucks broke down.
How are you doing, man?
I was doing all right. One of my trucks broke down. Now, why I bought a 2019 and it's in the shop, bro? I did this to keep this from happening. Now, about the warranty. Yeah, it's under warranty, all right.
Yeah.
Y'all got some problems with it. Not just to talk about the product. I'm just trying to tell you things happen.
Yes.
Luckily, I still have another one, so we're going to get by. So you can call Dispose, that's right. And we still going to take care of you. I'm just trying to tell you, sometimes it keeps you on your toes.
Absolutely.
You know, I thought I was buying something to keep me from my past, from some of my older trucks breaking down. Since I'm going to get newer, it's always better. You got to be mindful. Anything can happen. It doesn't matter about new. You know, you hoping, okay? And you got to do more than just hope. You got to put a lot of work in.
Jay, you know what we always say in the car industry?
What's that?
That these are machines built by people. A lot of room for error.
Oh, yes. And I like to meet them people, because I bet you mine was on a Friday. When they was going out kicking it, they put my truck on that line.
No, you was on a Monday.
Oh, yeah. When they came back toe up.
Yeah.
They didn't put all the parts they had on the bench still.
Yeah.
Where did these parts go?
Yeah,
Where the truck go?
Yeah.
Get it.
That was yours. Listen, let's go ahead and properly introduce ourselves. This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we are here to just liberate your mind and your spirit with a great dialogue. We're going to talk about something powerful, something real tonight, and we hope that you can chime in your own way from your living room, from your own space, and really connect with the conversation. You know, decide what you would do, how you would handle it. We always like to say that this show is a little bit therapeutic, because we want self-reflection is where growth happens in our life and in ourselves. And so we hope that the dialogue is stimulating enough to grow you. And of course, we are going to be talking about sex tonight. And so perhaps you might be able to grow in the area of sex or sexuality. Right?
Okay, all right.
So we're really glad you folks are with us tonight, and we appreciate you being here. This is not a quick fix show. We do a 2-hour program, and each segment just gets a little deeper into the subject. And by the time we get to the end, you're going to really hear some powerful wisdom that will come out of it. And we'll try to capture those as we go through. So we always start the show off with a prayer. And I know, Jay, if you
Oh, no, we need a good prayer tonight. What we talking about? Yeah, I need you to pray for us, bro.
And you know, this prayer is going to be right down your alley.
Okay, I need it.
How did Barb know? Barb puts our programs together, and I'm not sure how she knew, but she wanted to pray tonight about making it through the storm.
Oh, yeah, she might have known what I went through.
Right. She know what you felt. She know what you went through.
That's
So let's just hand it over to the Father.
Okay.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for another great night to do this show. We thank you for our audience participating now and later. We thank you, Father, tonight for helping us understand how to make it through the storm. We ask, Heavenly Father, for strength as we move through the storm, and that you would give us insight and courage, and that you would let us be at peace in the midst of the storm. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would give us guidance and instruction and intuition on the right path to go and the right way to handle things during the midst of the storm. We ask, Father, that you would show us favor and that you would grant our lives with your presence all day, every day. For in you we know we are completely saved, safe, And we'll be filled with all the joy that life can bring as long as we believe in you. We ask, Father, that you would be in this show and speak through us. Allow your word to come forth. Make it powerful and edifying to the spirit. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Woo! Okay, now we got down to whatever we talk about here.
Amen. Ooh, that was good.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
If I was in my living room, well, that'd been about 45 minutes.
Oh, Lord.
I was feeling it like that, bro.
You really go deep, don't you?
I go deep, man. Go deep. Listen, if you start spending time with the Lord, you'll see time will just like go by. It'll just disappear. You know, it's almost like a meditative state that you find yourself in. And if you all are hearing what I'm saying to you right now, and you haven't found yourself in that meditative state, I'm encouraging you to get quiet in your own living room, in your own personal spaces, and really spend some time with the Lord. He just keeps me moving from glory to glory to glory to glory. And every time a problem comes up now, I almost see it like, okay, I'm being guided. Oh, the Lord's speaking to me. Oh, I'm supposed to do this. And so, you know, it's important that we spend that quality time with him because he really is all that we have.
So the next time somebody nag me, I'm going to say, go talk to the Lord.
Go talk to the
Go
Lord.
talk to the Lord.
Yeah.
All that gone. Gone with that foolishness.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. Rebuke them.
So let's move on to last week's topic. I think it was a fabulous topic, and we covered it in a really, really unique way. I thought we covered some really key points to this subject. Last week's topic was, is negativity ruining your relationships?
I kind of liked it because, again, when you look at negativity, it's your mindset. You know, it ain't just the negative things that you hear, it's also you. So really, the show made me reflect on two different ways, because a lot of times we talk about how people bring you all the negativity, and a lot of times you feed off of it, and then you add right back to it, especially if you're repeating it. So again, you don't always check yourself. You're quick to talk about somebody and judge somebody, but you ain't willing to correct your own self. So a lot of times when I hear some negative things, it's not about me looking at them as a negative way. Sometimes I listen to them just to understand them better. It's not even to judge them. It is to make me understand people better, for me to stop judging. I need to recognize I'm not perfect, and I don't need to be sitting there throwing daggers, knowing they can be thrown right back.
Right.
So again, negativity,
But
I like to say, starts back with you when you realize that that's not you, and then I can control my own destiny about what I'm around. But until then, you normally just growing with the crowd. You're going with what's ever around you. And I can't say nothing, because when you sleep, that's just normally what happens. I'll sleep for a long time.
But negativity kills relationships, Jay. And if you always maybe fussing and griping, or you know, if you you know, sometimes unorganized and you don't clean up after yourself, and you just, you know, got that same old BS going on all the time, it'll get aggravating over time. And that's why so many relationships fail. I think why so many relationships fail is because we oftentimes we can't even pinpoint what it is that's aggravating us about that point. 3 years, 5 years, 20 years down, we can't quite pinpoint it, but we know they get on our nerves, and we don't like them, and they, you know, they don't seem to be on the same path sometimes, etc. When they cheat,
yeah,
especially.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
There's a Now I got some people looking at very negative. Yeah, it is a killer.
Yeah, it is a killer. It is a killer, and it should be. I think we really covered the subject in a very strong way. I mean, it's ultimately, I think what happens is, in relationships, we have these things that we don't like. We may have these disagreements. We may have these times where we have these tiffs at one another, or somebody make a smart aleck comment or say something to you that you don't like. And because it's really challenging to overcome it or come into agreement, we just kind of hold it in the back of our minds. And now, you know, I don't like that person, or I can't trust that person, or that person doesn't understand me. And so now we're holding on to these bags of these events that have happened over the years. And ultimately, you find yourself just not liking the person. You know, they said something to you 2 years ago that really hurt your feelings. They never apologized. Y'all just kind of moved on, but you didn't move on. It's still, you still thinking that they think that way, and they believe what they said. And even though it wasn't addressed, it becomes a thorn in the relationship. and all kinds of stuff can happen. You know, how you have managed the money, how you have taken care of the family decisions, you know, how you've taken care of that relationship, whether you're pouring in, you know, do you just come home and want to get it, or are you really, you know, trying to pour into me? You know, are you really trying to hang out with me? Are you really trying to be in a relationship, or you just come to get, you know, come to get sex once a day? You know, do I mean something more than just your own personal benefit?
Right.
So, you know, the negativity brews is what happens. You know, it brews over a period of time, and because, you know, we don't overcome those hurdles that we have faced, they wind up just being stacked up in our spirit, and it causes us to be angry and dislike people, and that is the negativity, right?
Hold on.
You oftentimes the breakups will come to one or two particular things that happen, but what really is going on in the background is that, no, there's about 12 things you did over the last 10 years that you just really are continuing to disrespect me. You just really are continuing to not want to tell the truth, or you just continue to not want to pour into the family, whatever it may be. So just some pointers. You know, I think it was just a great show about understanding what's happening in the undercurrent of relationships. And you know, if we're not aware of what's happening, then we're probably going to fall into the trap.
That's right. Repeat.
Yes,
That's what we normally do.
that's exactly right. So it was a great show. I want you folks to go back, take a look at it. It is all over the internet: Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts. And of course, you can find us on some crazy sites like Black Planet,
That right.
Letgo, Craigslist,
That right.
right?
Y'all play.
Offer Up.
Type it up. You'll find out.
Right?
You type it out there.
Wherever you want to find us, we'll probably be there. Right? And that's just our way to try and reach you folks. So like us, subscribe, share us, like us, share us, subscribe.
Right.
Please send it out to friends and family. Just trying to be positive, edifying, trying to be leaders in our own community, and talk about some stuff that's real, but most people aren't talking about it.
That's
right?
correct.
So let's move on to our quote for the day.
All right, what we got?
It's a great quote put together by Barb once again.
Making Georgia.
And the quote goes like this: people love to be appreciated. It inspires us to do more, and it is the most important need that people have. When you share with someone your appreciation and gratitude, it will not be forgotten, and it will be returned to you in many ways.
Ooh, that sounds nice. I like all them different ways. Can we talk about sex, right?
No, we're not.
Oh, my bad. But you know how my mind go. My bad. Well, one track mind.
You're saying to say about gratitude, man.
I'm gratitude when I get it. Thank you. Appreciate you. No, gratitude is something that I'd like to say we need to do more of, especially when you're appreciative to all the things that people are giving you and the blessing of waking up every day to receive it. So again, to go back to appreciate and show somebody gratitude or say it is a eye-opening experience, because a lot of people are not used to it no more.
Right.
They're used to just being told what to do. They're not being responded back with a thanks, I appreciate you, or any of that. And I really feel like that's just rude on our part and is absent-minded.
Right.
Let's not do that. And let's appreciate the ones that is doing things for us, working for us, let alone working on the side of us, and stop treating them like a person that should just know it when you just ain't saying it. That's really you. It's not you blaming somebody else. Take responsibility.
Yeah, this is a statement in really paying it forward, right? I'm of the notion that the way the entire universe works is that if you appreciate what you have, more will come. And if you don't appreciate what you have, then you will you'll be destroying what you have, and you won't get no more. Right? That's kind of the way the universe works. That's why the good book has always continued to focus on tithing. Right? We have to create a cycle where we're pouring out and more can come in. And so gratitude is one of those, you know, key elements to life. You have to learn to appreciate where you are, who you are, what you have, what people are offering to you, and if you can, if you can show appropriate gratitude, you'll find that you'll get more. Right? Think about it. The people who show you major gratitude, you really want to help them more. You really want to pour out more. Okay? The people who do the right thing, you really want to pour more into them. So people love to be appreciated. The greatest need of mankind, the greatest need in humans, is to be loved and appreciated. right? Some authors would say to be heard and understood, right? Either of the two, heard and understood, loved and appreciated, that it's just important for us all to feel it. And if we're not feeling it, then we may need to wake up a little bit and say, hey, maybe I'm being taken advantage of here. Maybe I'm not being treated properly here. Maybe my gifts are not being perceived in the proper way. And because if you are pouring into something or someone that is not grateful, then it's like a black hole, right? You're pouring into an empty well, and it's never going to fill up, right? But it's like, I help those who are willing to help themselves. One of those type of notions. But it's just so important to show people that you love them, you appreciate them, you're grateful for them. We do not operate in a vacuum in this world. We get things done in this world through people, believe it or not. The Lord is moving the people, but we get things done through people. And for those people who know that you appreciated what they done, they're most certainly willing to give you another opportunity or to pour more into you in your life.
I agree.
All right. Any more on that, Jay?
No, I think you hit it real good. I like it.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get ready to introduce the topic for tonight. And we probably need to put some disclaimers on the front of this show, just to make sure.
I'm about to say, Bar Dog J got that dude. That's it.
Right. So tonight's topic is your sex life still sizzling? If not, why? And how do you fix it?
It sounds like to me we gonna have a lot to talk about.
Is your sex life sizzling?
Is it throbbing? Is it hot?
Is it going anywhere?
We're about to find out when we get back.
I'm going to do my best to try and keep this nice and clean and professional.
I'm not. You better put your kids to sleep.
Yeah, you might need to put the kids away on this one because we're going to talk about
how to make them.
Potentially, we're going to talk about what makes a sex life sizzling.
They make them.
Yeah, and that's where the heat's going to come.
Yes.
So I want you folks to stay tuned. We are going to go ahead and take our first break. We've got music playing. If you can't for any reason hear the music, just go ahead and scroll forward, maybe about 3 or 4 minutes. We'll be back on the scene and the show will continue. We thank you for being here, and we'll look forward to putting on more show when we get right back. Great first segment, man.
Yeah, you killed it. You did that right. You did that.
That was good, man. That was good. So let's talk about. Let's go ahead and jump in the topic for tonight, shall we, Joe?
Okay, all right. You just want to jump right on in.
Well,
I ain't sizzling when you do it like that.
I'm thinking you got a lot to say, man. I'm probably gonna be quiet most of the show.
No. Need some input, bro. Need some input.
So tonight, folks, we're talking about: is your sex life still sizzling? If not, why? And how do you fix it?
I can't say for everyone. I really can't. But now I can say, with me, one of the things I look at when I say sizzling and a healthy sex life is really the mental. Sex is physical. Let's get that out the way. So, all right, so your kids gone and the minute they come back, that's more physical. But to keep things going is the mental of her looking at you in a way that she wants you. Because if not, it's just sex, okay? And some people cool with that. So you just be quiet, bend over, I'm happy, okay? But when you really want somebody to look up on you, it's more than that.
It's absolutely.
So when you get into that groove of you're able to talk to her and you want to put that little thing in her mind, like, babe, when you're at work, an outfit you always be put on, I want that you always wear, make me feel that certain way. I need you to put that on tonight. Well, I'm putting it on tonight. I mean, if you want to go somewhere, we can, but I just want to see you in your sexiness. Okay, well, what else? I'm giving her thoughts. So when she at work, she thinking of me. Now, that's the whole thing about that chemistry. You want her to get her juices going for when she get home, she want to know what you really going to do. Don't give it to her all. Give it a little bit to her. that she can be excited and want more from you.
Right.
That's how you keep it kind of going. The reason I say kind of, because you don't want to do it all the time, because then it loses whole momentum.
It loses momentum. Yeah.
Right, you don't want to do that.
Become a pervert.
Yeah. You always asking me what I'm wearing when I'm going wear. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Can you do something different?
Did
Can you
you
put
see
on something?
Did you see what color drawers I had on
Yeah.
when I dressed this
And
morning?
then you said they granny panties. You know, because you get negative after a while. You start talking in a way where she ain't gonna be turned on. You know, you talk about that bonnet she keep wearing the bed. You know, but she trying to keep her hair right. You like, well, you look like a ragamuffin. We don't expect anyone to give you this talking like that. So it's come time you got to get back away from being comfortable saying anything.
Yeah.
To getting back to a way where she feel good about herself, and she gonna make you feel good about yourself, and that's the whole reason why y'all came together.
Yeah.
But sometimes we get comfortable in the day to day,
Mm-hmm.
and she just want satisfaction. You just want, and it's just all quickies. Which, don't get me wrong, anything that you choose to do is totally up to you. But sometimes she might want it. She might want it in a certain way. Well, y'all don't communicate no more. So now she's not satisfied, and she's kind of worried to even say anything to you, because you'll go off the handle and wonder, well, why she want this now? Who you been with? And it becomes more negative. So people just go with the flow, and it's a negative flow. So to keep it sizzling is like when you start changing your mindset. Remember, you chased her in the first place. Well, I hope you chased her. If she chased you, then hopefully she'll continue chasing you, because you might be chasing somebody else. And I ain't saying she called my phone, but it has been ringing. Maybe they need to stop calling me and need to get back to you. And I'm trying to get you back to a way where they won't be paying me some attention, they'll be paying you. And it's not that hard to do, because they ran to you first in the first place. They're running away from you because of the things that you're starting to do now that they didn't see before. And it could be because you're tired of the person. It just depends on how you're talking to her. But if it's really in a negative way, yeah, you lost the sizzle. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's where you really want to be. And I'm not a love doctor to teach you all the moves. I will have to go back to Jamal. You might need to go to Pornhub. You might need to read a book. Get love language. You might have to do a little homework to get some things back. Like with me, I have a female tell me I'm not romantic. Okay, well, I understand what romance is, and I'm not married, and I date. So I don't really want to do romantic things with a person I just date. I want to do that with a person I'm in love with, I'm going to marry, because I'm going to blow your mind. So don't let me pull all my tricks out on somebody that I'm still learning and I'm trying to get to know, because now that person is sprung and toe up, and I need to know the best of you to make sure we're going to be the best thing. So I can't pull all my tricks out, and I don't care about how it might make you feel. It's just I really feel like certain things need to be held for that special one. And I ain't saying nobody's special, it's just you can't do that with everyone. Because then that's all they don't remember you by. You just got your little trick. Well, I got way more than a little. And I got a lot more to do with the person I want to be with. That way we don't get bored.
Right.
And I don't want to bore the person that I'm learning either. But we're learning. And that's just life. But that's why I said you want fire. You want that person to desire you. It's a little bit more than just jumping on her. It's getting to know her as you jump on her, and then she moves with you.
Right.
That's the sizzle.
Right.
When you get that in.
Yeah,
Right.
I know.
Get that ride right. You ain't pulling. She taking you where you need to go, baby. Just say this. Okay, I shut up.
Yeah, that fire you're talking about is wanting one another.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the want is all mental. I mean, you said it exactly right. The wanting one another, the desiring one another. I'm, just on my own experience, that the best, greatest sizzling sex is somebody who you like, and somebody who you want to be with, somebody who you have something deeper than just the surface with. And so her wanting you and you wanting him, that's the magic. That's the fire. That's the mental. But there's so many things that can break that down. Right?
Oh yeah, break it down, break it down.
There's so many things that seem to be eating at the mental, and you have an argument, and the argument doesn't, you can't come to agreement. You don't. You start to maybe disrespect one another or say some words that the other might not like. And so all of a sudden, the sizzle in the sex is gone because we had a disagreement about money, or what you were supposed to do this, you were supposed to do that. And so now our greatest adventure, physical adventure together, is tainted by this disagreement, right? And you know, oftentimes I think the sizzle will be there. If you love someone, even if you had an argument, disagreement, the sizzle can still be there. The sizzle in the sex could still just be supernatural fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you loving that person, no matter what happened, you know, an hour ago, if y'all are having sex, you somehow come together enough to engage in that it's going to be explosive, over and over and over again, right? It might be like a, you know, break up to make up type scenario where the sex is just supernatural.
You know, break up go through all that, but I'm trying to break you back. You know what I'm saying? But I got you.
Stay with the topic,
My
man.
bad. I'm working on it.
Yeah. So I lost my whole train of thought, man.
You trying to think like I was thinking.
I'm about to be thinking through the process.
Oh yeah, I was
you know,
thinking through it too.
yeah, what was you thinking?
What I just said. What I be thinking, I be talking about that. But again, it is, and all that emotions and all the rest of that. But that's why I said you turn back and you realize a lot of that is that whole conversation and that alignment. And again, I dated, and one of the people I was dating, not to throw names out, she get mad. She say it all day long. Just because I'm mad at you don't mean we ain't gonna do that. That's still gonna get done.
That's still gonna get done.
That's still gonna get done.
That's a great.
Because she said that right there gonna punish me by me not. So no, we gonna do that.
That's a great wife or girlfriend philosophy.
Yeah, I like that philosophy
right?
too, because I feel like you ain't trying to hold that back and punish me. But then when we go at it, oh no, I'm going at it in a whole different way. Because I already know when I'm done, I should get an attitude, and she ain't past that. So I feel like if I make that real good, and it has worked a couple times where they do. You really glad you put it down, but we gonna talk about this in the morning. No, we ain't.
I thought that was the Get Over It program.
And
right?
it was a good one because she slept good. I left early. She couldn't say nothing. So then the next day she know we don't bring up old stuff.
Yeah.
So we got a rule.
Right.
So you wrong for that. You know, it's cute because even she know I heard it. There was never a situation where she was ignored. She wanted to speak more on it, and I didn't give her the opportunity because of what we did. But the bottom line, she know I heard her. So even though she mad, later on she was like, okay, I see the changes, so we're going to let that go. And that's how it need to be. Why are we going back and forth and fussing about a situation that I already clearly told you there was an error, okay? And I see the error. I see what I can do, because my whole thing is I hate saying I'm just going to change. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Some things I have to reprogram myself, especially if I feel like I'm in the wrong and there's something I don't want to do again.
And so if you did it yesterday and she got mad with it and you go and do it tomorrow,
then she's right, because I'm just repeating my old habits. She mentioned something I didn't do too often, but it irritates me. She mentioned it once, but I ain't did it in a while. So when I went back, it's an old habit, so it didn't happen there so often. So she just let me know again. It irritated. She did it, but she's fussing, and she know I don't like all the fussing. So I was like, okay, you're right. You pointed it out, and I see it. But you know, sometimes they just want to drill it in. They want to make sure you understand. That's where it gets irritating.
they want to be heard and
But
understood.
then she noticed I was tuning out, and she was like, "Oh, well, you know, we still doing that though." And I was like,
Yeah,
so I got it. But that's to show you still some fire in what you got.
Yeah.
And she's saying it, so it's like, okay. So then when it went down,
And you still wanted to do it.
oh, what I, man, listen, I wanted to do it to shut up then.
Listen,
I want this bit of
I'm gonna just say that the only reason you wanted to do it again, because she ain't your wife. You ain't like been with her for years, right?
I've been with her long time.
If you had been with her for a while, you'd be like, I ain't even trying to do that tonight. I ain't even feeling it.
Hey, I don't know about
I
you,
know
bro.
you.
I like me some sex. Yeah, I'm right there with her.
I like it
She
too,
like what
bro.
I like. I just don't like
I can
the
be twisted
fussing.
now, so I don't.
Yeah, I don't like the fussing and some of the other stuff that go like the getting mad.
That's what we're talking about, the sizzle. The fussing is going to diminish the sizzle.
All day
Right?
long.
That's what I'm trying to get to. So here again, you got a disagreement. She feels like she wants to speak her mind. You're not really feeling what she's saying.
Right.
And you know, that might be your fault or her fault. We don't know. But
Okay.
because she wants to keep expressing those herself, that you're not buying into the sizzle.
No, at that moment, no.
And so something's gonna have to get you
My mind off of that
get you in the
shit
game.
to get back in.
Yeah, something's gonna have to get you off of that.
That is when you realize where you're going. And it's like we was mentioning before last week about again the negativity. You know, sometimes you let somebody take you down a path that you already know is not a path you care to go down. Or sometimes you can make a stand and make some change. She wanted to make a change because of something that was kept happening to her and she didn't like it. And I can understand that because I feel like certain things people do get on my nerves as well. So when I mentioned to you, I got to give you time to adjust. My whole thing is a lot of times you like to beat somebody up till you see it. But at that point, you're just fussing and you're causing more negative tension. So when you see somebody talk to you and you should actually see that they're acknowledging you, at this point you might actually be getting through. That's the hard part, you don't know. And that's why a lot of people gonna hit you again and again, because I know in the past, so-and-so, and you better never say that to a man, so-and-so, somebody else didn't get it, and I had to do it. Oh, that's negative. But when you say, hey, I just want to make sure you hear me, then you gotta sometimes leave it alone, give that time for the adjustment. No, people just want to beat you up because that's what somebody might have done to you.
Yeah.
We can change that.
But you know, in a relationship, I think anytime you get to the place where you got to beat somebody up, you probably said it a half a dozen times already. You probably already done dealt with the situation in several different scenarios. By the time you get to beating somebody up, you really like, okay, did you hear me the last 5 times I talked about this conversation? All right, that's why this conversation gets heated. That's why this conversation is tension or out of whack, whatever, because we've already talked about that. And now that we got to talk about it again, it ain't gonna be an easy equation,
True.
you know, to deliver the message. I got to deliver a different message this time, you know.
Correct.
And I'm, you know, ultimately, I mean, perhaps, you know, the fussing and raising the voice, etc., is just trying to get through, you know, and never necessarily on a disrespectful level, you know. But those things crush the sizzle, my friend.
Yes, it does.
And that's why we find that a lot of married couples, you know, live in separate rooms. And, you know, there's a lot of married men, I tell you, they don't get sex but once a month, you know.
Ooh, what? Why?
Yeah, a couple times.
That's torture.
A couple times a month, but that's real, Jay.
I understand real. I mean,
yeah, that's real. And
why my
you know, you wonder why that is.
Wow.
You know, you have to make the assessment at some point that those two people perhaps are growing apart. Maybe those two people no longer turn each other on. You know, something of that nature. But you know, how can you be, you know, laid up or in the house and with your spouse, your significant other, and you not want to make love to them? More often than not, the sizzle has been crushed by some bullshit.
I agree. Now,
You know?
for the ones that just don't like to do that all the time, I don't want to take away from the fact that you can still love up on a person, and it ain't always a sexual act, because it doesn't have to be that way. Just because I'm a sexual actor don't mean everybody has to be.
Right.
My whole thing is that's what you choose. But
Right.
for the ones that is, yes, it can be a damper.
Yeah.
All day long, especially when I hear you say like once a month, and that's truly like it is. Because again, me being married and went through some things, I know when it ever got that bad, it's just because we was on the way out. It was never that way during the whole marriage.
Right.
So I don't really know about that. But again, that's just because that person desired me. I desired that person. So it always went down quite often. So from when I hear like once a month, of course I'm gonna cringe, because that is a nightmare to me.
Right.
Because that's something that I wouldn't want a person only want me that less, as much as I work, as much as I do. I wouldn't feel appreciated. And again, let's go back to Barbara's quote.
Yeah.
We want to feel appreciated.
Yes.
We want to hear gratitude, and there's no gratitude in or no performance at all in expecting the world. I mean, they don't always go hand in hand. So again, that's what tickled me there. But I also got to say, yeah, can I lay there next to a person and not? Yes, I can lay next to a person and just cuddle. I can. But I know what I like, but I don't know. I'm not a person that has to have it all the time. I don't think I'm a nympho.
Yeah.
I might need a little counseling to make sure.
Did you really just say that?
I mean,
I don't think any of our audience would believe that, Jay.
I mean, you know something, that y'all been hearing too much now. Y'all need to stop all that. But I am going to get a little bit of guidance as counseling to make sure mentally can't say.
Holy Spirit, that's what that
We need that and a couple other things.
Yeah, Jesus, that's what we need.
Yeah. And the oil and everything else.
Listen, I love the way the conversation is going. It is now time for us to take another break.
Already?
And I want you folks to stay tuned. We got more Bar Talk with Jay coming right after this.
Sidebar.
Okay.
You know, again, one of the things I want to make sure everybody know. Next Thursday is the 4-year anniversary. Want to make sure y'all are tuned in. We're going to be doing clips. We're going to be doing a lot of different things. We're going to be popping champagne bottles around 8 o'clock. We want y'all to party on air with us. I do apologize. I had people inboxing me about coming. Because of what's going on right now, I cannot bring a lot of people into the studio. I apologize. There's a lot of y'all want to come. Y'all been supporting me. I got nothing but love for everyone. Everyone is asking me. I appreciate it. But we got to get past this pandemic before we can do all that. It's not a big room. I know they said up to 10 people. I'm not even trying that. We got a lot going on. But I want to party with y'all, but we're going to do it here. Just do it with us, okay? Keep supporting me. Keep showing me love. And again, we're going to keep doing what we've been doing, and I appreciate you. Love you to death.
Yes.
Now, I got to get this person that's coming up next. This person right here, we never know what kind of day he had. Now, when his day's not good, only thing I can tell you, it can change your life.
Yes.
That's what my boy Jeffrey do. So I'm going to see if I got my man Jeffrey coming up now. Do we got him on yet? See? Jeffrey, how you doing tonight, big baby?
Brother Jay, how's it going today, sir?
Oh, man, it's going good. We always be worrying about how it's going with you, Jeffrey.
Oh, man. Brother Kraft, how you hanging in there, brother?
Hey, man, I'm good. I'm good. Good to hear from you, man. How you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm doing a little traveling down in Florida this week, and I want y'all to understand that Trump got these folks down here crazy.
Really?
I'm just gonna leave it at that. They bowled up in this piece, but I'm gonna let y'all know that one stepped up and he got checked.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Okay.
But in spite of that, I want y'all to understand that my mother loves me, and my daughter loves me, my son loves me, my granddaughter loves me, my whole family loves me, but you know what time it is.
Yes, sir.
It is time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view. Now, see, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and one reason for the habitually single man as to why you might be single, but before we get into that, here is my disclaimer.
Okay.
Now, see, what I'm going to talk about might not apply to you. If it doesn't apply to you, I want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're about to learn something tonight. Ladies, you go first.
All right.
All right, ladies, some of y'all are single simply because you mad for real. I mean, you mad about your ex. You mad about your job. You mad about your car. You mad about your living situation. You mad about your pay. You mad about your family. You mad about your friends. You mad about your hair. You mad about your clothes. You mad because you mad. And you're mad for no good reason. If anything, you need to be mad at yourself. Because wherever you are right now is a result of the decisions you have made up until this point. So if that man didn't treat you right and you picked another man just like him that looks different than him, that's on you. If you've been looking for Mr. Wrong or Mr. Right in all the wrong places, wondering why you got the wrong guy, that's on you. Now, don't think I'm talking about somebody that's been mentally or physically abused. I ain't talking about those sisters. That's a tragic situation. I'm just talking about that sister that's just mad for the sake of being mad. But here's the funny part. You mad and you crazy. And that's why your ass is sick.
Okay.
Man, ain't crazy. Well, I tell you, I've been having a lot of conversations with my buddies lately, man. It just seemed like, we are experiencing, these men are experiencing some women who are really, really bad, really crazy.
Oh, yeah, all day long.
And,
I dated a couple.
You dated a couple?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have too. And so crazy, I had to fire them. And
they fired me.
Would never look back.
They fired. Why? Shoot, they so crazy they had to get rid of me.
Yeah.
Dude.
Listen, I call that anger management issues, and there probably need to be more women in anger management classes than men sometimes.
Okay.
That's kind of what a lot of my male friends experience. And I get to work in the real world in the car business, and I see I see a lot more aggression, from women. One of the things that was said to me, and I think Age, you mentioned it to me, that one of the reasons that particularly black men will go away from black women is because black women are like black men. And when you get a woman who's as bold or as aggressive as a man, and she's a woman, that sometimes can be a challenging relationship to be in, you know? Yeah. So anyway, fabulous conversation, fabulous dialogue. Let's hand it back over to you, Brother Jeffrey.
Go, Jeffrey.
All right, fellas. I don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook.
Why not?
Fellas, you are next.
Yes.
All right, fellas, some of y'all are single simply because you are lazy. I mean, lazy for no damn reason. I mean, lazy won't eat an apple to get your weight right and get your health in order. I mean, lazy that won't even fill out an application that's a 1, 2, 3 line application. It's a fast application. You won't even do that. You lazy and you're boring. And not only are you lazy and you're boring, and you're lazy and you're deranged. Not only are you lazy and deranged, you are lazy and shiftless. And instead of just being shiftless and deranged and boring and trifling and lazy for no reason, you lazy and looking for a handout. I need you to understand something, fellas. There is something that you are born with that is just magnificent. And it's that will, that masculine will to achieve, to strive, and to make a way when there is no way. I want you to understand more than anything else, that is one of the biggest weaknesses that a woman will have around a man. A man that can get stuff done. Lazy men don't get things done. Lazy men end up getting the leftovers that the men that work hard leave hanging. And after we leave it hanging, you really don't want it anyway. But your ass is too lazy to get up and go out and get something. And that's probably why your ass is single.
Boy, listen, I don't usually hear him being, just chopping at the bit here, but I heard lazy and apathy and deranged and shiftless and trifling and looking for a handout. He called him out on that one, Brother Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, I think you was talking about somebody. I don't know who the hell it was. But if they listening now, y'all need to put both feet in and get the hell on. Because Jeffrey got all you.
Walk around in them shoes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, laziness will produce no fruit, and that's just the way the universe works.
He just slapped somebody into a coma.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and hand it back over to you, Brother Jeffrey. That was too powerful to even touch.
All right, man. Men and women, I need y'all to understand that there are some serious forces at work right now in this country. They are struggling and they're fighting to stay in power. I want you to understand the concerted effort that is underway to keep us in our place. In spite of everything that has been put in our path, that has been lodged against us, we have always found a way to rise up.
Yes.
And as we're rising up this time, it's so dynamic, it's so diverse, they know that they just can't do one thing to stop it. They can't do 2 things to stop it. They can't do 3 or 4 things to stop it. The fact is, they can't stop it at all.
Right.
The only thing they can do is convince us not to work together. So I don't want to hear no women don't do this and men don't do this type stuff from us unless we're talking about it in a way that edifies the relationships and builds bridges and brings us together.
Yeah.
I don't want the acrimony between us anymore. Now, don't get it twisted, ladies. Sometimes we need to check y'all asses.
Oh, yes.
And yet sometimes y'all got to check us. We receive that.
We receive that.
We do it out of love and out of desire to see the best in you and the best for you. And when we move like that, our kids who are watching, they deserve and they earn that pattern. And when they get that pattern, they duplicate that pattern. They pass it down to their kids. And then when their kids are grown, they're going to inherit something worth having. And that's unity in our community. And that's all I got.
Oh, that's all. That's all.
It's a mouthful, man.
Man.
That's a drop the mic, really. It really is.
Now, normally, Jeff, y'all don't do this to you. I want to know what that dude did to you down there that you had to check him. Because you started off with this, and you done slapped a lot of people tonight. So we need to know what he did for we can put that out there, too. What happened?
Okay, I'm driving home from the grocery store in Florida now. And so I pull out to the intersection and I drive, and this car pulls up onto the side of the shoulder and then jumps over in front of me, cuts me off. Then they shoot me a bird.
Wow.
You know what? No big deal. I go ahead and get over to the left and start to drive off.
Right.
they swerved over at me real sharp. I said, oh. So I punched it and I forced them off the road.
Ooh.
And I got out of the car.
Mhm.
I said, get your out the car.
Mhm.
So he got out of the car, he looked at me and we squared up. He started popping off at the mouth and I'm just standing there. I said, well, what you gonna do? And he starts to get back in his car. Kept on popping off at the mouth and I said, hey, but you got your ass back in that car, didn't you?
Mhm.
And as he drove off, he shot me a bird.
Mhm.
He go to story. I want y'all to understand that wasn't the safest thing for me to do. Quite honestly, I don't know nobody down here. Anything could happen. This floor ride up.
Right. Okay.
At the same time, though, my mother and father didn't raise no punk. So I need y'all to understand that was a little bit of a test. And I want him to understand now, I'm not the easiest test that you're going to take in your lifetime. And he saw that look in my eyes. He got his butt in the car and he drove off. I don't recommend anybody does that. You never know what can happen.
Right.
Sometimes, though, man, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's what happened.
That's what I said. Jeffrey for president. Jeffrey's a thug.
that's pretty tense. Somebody try to pull in front of you, and that's pretty aggressive, And
Well, Brother Kraft, the thing that's funny is he thought that was going to be the end of it.
mhm.
But when I swerved back over at him, my car is bigger than his car anyway. He had a little small, old school Lexus.
Right.
And my car, I call my car the Deacon. I just got a new car.
Okay.
A new car for me. So it's called the Deacon.
Uh-huh.
And the Deacon ain't a little car.
Okay.
And so when the Deacon start moving to the right, you going to move.
Right. Right.
So,
Well, and we got to do what we got to do, and see, that was one of those situations where, you was in the moment, and the temper just turned up, probably just like that, like you mother, and that does happen, that does happen. Let me just quickly ask you your opinion on our topic tonight. And I guess I'm not asking you to put your personal business in the wind, but tonight we're talking about, is your sex life still sizzling? If not, why, and how do you fix it?
And I want you to put your personal business out there, Jerry. I ain't like crap. Tell it, man. Tell it.
oh my goodness. I'm going to give it to you like this. Sizzling is a good way to describe what happened several years ago. There are levels above sizzling right now. I need y'all to understand that I don't even play with women below a certain age because they just ain't ready for what's about to happen up in this piece.
Right.
Because my goal is to take whatever limitations you thought you had and build an environment where you're comfortable enough to want to try virtually anything I tell you to do.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do it because that wood has tapped into something that you didn't know was there because other people might not have been able to reach it in the past.
Right.
I just need you to understand that when I bring that heat, it's something that just it's transformative. Now, I'm not bragging on myself. I'm only talking what's happened. I'm talking from past experiences here.
Sound like you're bragging to me, but keep going.
But above sizzling, you can touch a pot that's sizzling. It might burn your finger.
Right.
But if you have something that is, it's like fish grease. You wouldn't put your hand in fish grease because ain't no pulling your hand out of fish grease.
Right.
And your hand's not changed.
Right.
So my bedroom is fish grease hot, not sizzling.
Hell, you got going on, Jerry?
I like that.
Oh.
Listen, I like
He
that
said
idea.
fish grease, bro.
He elevated the whole conversation. He said he got to go beyond sizzling, right? Above sizzling, and that fish grease hot.
Bro, you gotta where STDs don't even live. Man, change your whole demeanor. You got everybody call it hip day to you.
That's good. That's good, man. That's real good. Listen, we always appreciate you, Brother Jeffrey. Any parting words for us?
I mean, I'm gonna give it to you like my nephew gave it to me. It worked out in my favor today, but we gotta be safe out there, man, because we got a role and we got things we gotta do for our community. I could have just kept on driving. It could have been no big deal. We gotta be smart with what we do. I know in the moment, sometimes that adrenaline, that testosterone kick in. Ultimately, though, we still got to go home because people are dependent on us.
Yes.
And that's all I got.
All right. And we thank you so much, Brother Jeffrey.
Yes.
And you always bring the heat. You always bring the heat. A very meaningful part of our show, man. And we are truly, truly grateful. And we will look forward to speaking with you on next week, my friend.
Yes.
All right, fellas, y'all take it easy.
Okay, man. All right. And folks, we have heard from the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey.
Woo, Thug!
Yeah.
The president!
No.
Jeffrey!
We have to put him in the deacon category, though, man. You know.
Man, I don't know if a church can hold that one.
Listen, I believe the average pastor just might have lost his temper during that situation.
Yeah, he could.
You know, that's pretty extreme. You know, so
it is. Especially when somebody go on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Can't do that to you.
They come
They
around.
want to shoot you. Yeah, that's
shoot you a bird twice. Everything.
Yeah, that's
you know.
totally disrespectful.
So at any rate, it is time for us to take another break, and we'd love for you folks to stay with us. We'll be right back for more Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome back with Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome back.
After
All right.
Jeffrey done slapped y'all.
Yeah, Jeffrey put the
roughness
put the
on
moves on you, didn't he?
Hey, I ain't know you not throw them hands like that.
Oh, the women, the
I
men,
told you,
everybody.
boy, Jeff, boy, you something else.
Yeah, but we always love Brother Jeffrey because he just brings it so real, you know.
Yeah.
So,
You know,
we-
I'll say-
go ahead.
Who was
because,
that?
you know, before we get back into the main topic, just because I know I'm a music aficionado and I know Craft you are as well,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of throw it out there just to see what people thought. But, you know, they have a versus coming up with Gladys Knight versus Patti LaBelle.
Okay.
And I feel like that's right up y'all alley. So I just wanted to get y'all to throw y'all little 2 cents in on that versus coming up.
Man, I tell you what, I'm just such a Gladys Knight fan. You know, I love Patti LaBelle to death.
I love Patty.
You know, Patti is.
I like Patty
Both,
Pie.
I mean, we're talking about two legends.
They are.
You know, both are legends, and both have, you know, so many memories in our minds, our head. You know, songs will play them. It'll take us back to a time. It'll take us back to a space. But that's going to be a very, very interesting show. I would probably say who has more hits.
I like Patty, so I'm
I think
Patty.
Patty's probably going to have
I'm
more
going with
hits.
Patty.
You got Patty going away with it?
I got
I-
Patty going away with it. Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't fight him because I already picked Patty. So
Yeah, I got Patty going away with it. But Gladys is gonna bring.
Man.
She gonna bring the memories back. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Neither one of us.
I ain't gonna do him no justice trying to sing none of
that
that.
train to Georgia. Living on the midnight
All I
train.
can do is play their stuff and move to it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to tell you, both of them have made a lot of romantic nights for me.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm not a romantic person. I play music.
Mhm.
I'm that person that always played the music to set the tone.
Music
That's why
set the
Keith
tone.
Sweat was like one of my boys. He begged for me. I put Keith on all the time. I was like, I didn't know how to beg for it. I was like, Keith, do your thing, man, because you helped me.
Please.
What? Man, and then Jody see this ice in the mouth, man. Jody, boy, and so.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, them
Oh,
boys to
man,
men.
boys to
Boys
men.
men put me to sleep.
Yeah.
I was in
Yeah,
mid-stroke.
There's so many greats, but to see those two
Yes.
kind of coming into a millennium
Powerhouse.
competition and bringing back all of that great music
Man.
that they made, and I mean, it's gonna be just a back down memory lane session, right?
I'm
I mean, the whole thing is a memoir of really R&B music
Mhm.
because they are so, you know, the music is so rich and so distributed, so well distributed. I mean, it's gonna be a great show, man.
There is a slight possibility there might be a cook-off at the same time. Who y'all got in that one?
Ooh.
Now see,
cook-off?
you wrong on this one because you know, Patty got shows and everything else. I mean, just from me watching a lot of TV and seeing a lot, I would go more with Patty. I ain't seen. I know I love her music. I really can't say, so I have to go with what I know. I'm about to go with Patty.
I bet Gladys make a mean ham hock.
I bet she can do it while she's singing. I know she get below
Chicken and
me.
waffle joint.
Yeah, she got chicken and waffle. Yeah.
she
So
did
she,
chicken
Well, I mean, yeah, I know she probably can. I just ain't seen her
Listen.
in the kitchen like that. But
Yeah,
she can invite me over. We can find out.
She
How about that, Gladys?
She in the restaurant, but Jay, stop it, man.
What? I'm back to me, man. Forget this selfish time.
we can't.
Both of y'all,
we can't
man. Patty, listen.
say that to a legend, man. You know?
I'm saying I like to be in the kitchen. I want to hear it and want to taste it for myself. How about that? It's a contest and I want to judge it. You got a nasty mind.
No, Jay.
I want to taste the food.
Okay.
In your kitchen.
I don't know. I think Patty's gonna be pretty extreme, boy, on that menu. I think Patty's gonna crush it on the cook-off.
I tell you, I find out when they invite me over and I taste it.
Yeah. But you know what I love about those kind of events, and there's been numerous of them. I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but I remember Dancing with the Stars, and I remember some game shows, and you just get to see another side of these celebrities.
Right.
You know, you get to see a little more personal side. You get to see them kind of. They're in the limelight, but they're being probably about as real as you can be, or real as you can be. Because they're actually just communicating right there with the audience, man. So I love it. I know just recently, Brandy and Monica had their, their competition.
And I like both of them. I listen to them.
Yeah. I think somebody said Monica took it. I'm not sure.
That's what they say. I thought, again, I heard the same thing.
You thought Brandy won?
I like Brandy.
You like Brandy?
Yeah, I think she came back. Man, I hate to say it, if you really watch that, like Monica kind of slipped on a couple of them lines. Now, that's your hits, But Brandy, she was on hers. I mean, she got me right back to where I used to, that's why I used to listen to her. That Moesha did that. Like, back to the show, man. And, I got Brandy. That was me.
Yeah.
And again, that was my personal opinion, period. I don't know. I'm not the one that was judging the show.
Yes.
I'll listen.
Personal opinions are okay, Jay. It's social
I had to
media.
make sure I clear that because everybody want to be judgmental.
Yeah, this social media. They're both once again, very attractive women, superstars. Really, they both will go down in history. As being great R&B singers.
And if they had a cook-off, I want to be in their kitchen and they can invite me and I'll judge them too.
Yeah, you judge them too.
I sure will.
Okay.
Yeah, just the stars. I can't just be in everybody's house tasting everything. So don't be everybody talking about come over and taste my cooking. It ain't for all y'all. This is what it was, the stars.
Yeah. I'll make sure to put that message out there for you, bro.
Okay.
All right. So let's keep grinding on the subject here. Unless you got anything else on that, man?
No, that's it. That's the one. You got to throw in y'all 2 cents on that.
All right.
I like that. That kind of keeps us current.
All day.
A little bit. So tonight, we are talking once again about, is your sex life still sizzling? If not, why? And how do you fix it? Now, just after what we have covered, Jay, what would your next commentary be? What's on your mind about this subject? Is there anything we haven't really covered? Because I want to start to identify some ways to bring the sizzle back. But what comes to mind?
What comes to my mind is when we say sizzle, I don't think everybody understands exactly what that is. I think Jeffrey did a good one.
That is excellent. He
got levels, but see, that's because Jeffrey's more experienced.
Right.
But to a lot of person that ain't in all that, what you talking about, sizzle, they not thinking on that level. So now you kind of lost them because they ain't trying to feel you because what you mean sizzle? Is it good sex, bad sex? They got just a common way of looking at things. And anything else in that, they're not really paying attention to.
And so what would sizzling, how would you define sizzling?
Great. Good. Up there. Something better than okay and normal.
Okay.
Yeah, you get okay, and somebody to roll up and say, that was okay. You already know you didn't do your best, or she didn't feel your best.
Right.
And either way, that ain't no half empty, half full. That's damn near bad. It's give you off out.
Yeah. It's gotta be good and great to be sizzling.
you want good, great, and again, you ain't gonna always hear best because most people ain't gonna just tell you that because the best was based on last. So they always just want to see you improve.
Right.
And I like that, and I hear that. But you don't always get that. Sometimes you don't get anything. So you bragging and she ain't. You thinking you the bomb.
That's a problem.
And it's a sizzling life that you have, and she over there like you never even made her come.
Yeah.
You never rocked me. I ain't never had a workout.
Yeah. So we might say that sizzling is getting your needs fulfilled in an exceptional way.
Right.
When I getting your needs fulfilled, really getting your switch hit, really feeling like if you look for a connection, making a connection, or if you want to hit that switch or get around that corner, that you're able to make that happen. And a lot of times, in sex, the sizzle it's the chemistry. It's that, hey, we like this position. We try new things. We are spontaneous, and we get it in a moment's notice. or we can openly talk about. Even though you talked about it being mental earlier, we can talk about
Right.
what I want to do to you, or what you want to do to me, or what's going to happen this week or next week or whatever.
I'll talk about it right after.
Yeah.
You good. You just hit him. Yeah, that was a bar. What? Yeah. What you thinking about? Oh, don't actually.
Yeah, sizzling is energy, man. It takes, it's you think about just the idea of sizzling. It's got a lot of energy. It's bubbling over with energy, right?
Man, can I tell you something?
Not fish grease hot, but
Right. Now, when you get nervous is when you wake up and they standing over you like, well, that was out really?
that was it.
Yeah, that's when you act like you sleep. Man, I gotta get up in the morning.
I got a headache. Woo! I got a headache going on, right?
She was like, you about to get a headache. Why you gotta be like that, girl? We know we ain't violent up here. You so ain't you?
You know what's challenging about that equation is that if he didn't hit the switch right,
Right.
and she gotta tell him to hit the switch some more, it probably ain't sizzling, right?
Well, at least it sure ain't in one direction.
But it mean she might be attempting to get it to sizzling enough so she can get hers,
Right.
right?
And that's fair. So.
But it ain't probably gonna be something like fire and desire from it. It's gonna be like, I'm just reaching over there. Let me go ahead and reach over there and try to get mine. Or, he get up and go to work, or I have to get up and leave, whatever. So, sizzling is energy. I like the word energy. I like just bubbling over with pleasure, right? Gratifying. It's got to be satisfying. For some of us, it may have to be nurturing. For some of us, it needs to be tantalizing. For others, it needs to be, just sloppy.
You talking about topping
and juicy.
Woo! Okay.
We're calling that WAP.
Wap. Okay.
WAP.
Wow.
Wow.
There's a pronunciation we have with extra.
That's that wop.
Yes.
Wop. Ah.
That's that Cardi B.
It's got to be wop.
That's that super nat.
I
Okay.
like that. So there is a little bit of a definition for sizzle. It's got to be a little bit intriguing. It's got to be fun, a little passion, a little mystic, a little pounding. You know what I'm saying?
Pounding.
Intimacy and all that good stuff, right? Maybe a little dirty talk. Huh? Maybe,
Whoa, what you
maybe
talking,
a little
Greg?
ass slap.
Hold on.
You know what I
Especially
mean?
during.
Maybe a little
come on
choke.
now.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's one thing to be, and I love how you say that.
Right.
Is you give her a little talk before I told you why she at work.
Right.
But while you there, you give her that dirty talk during, it's still in her mind.
Yeah.
Not just your physical action, but your words.
Yeah.
You just don't know how powerful and how people really attract to people's voice.
Yeah.
When they really into you.
Yeah.
They ain't into you. They
Yeah.
probably tell you shut up.
And see,
But when they into you,
when you're on the phone,
talking
you're
right
talking
now?
to them, you say, baby, I want you to come home. I want you to come home with an attitude. And I got something for you.
and they like, I'm bringing it, daddy.
Yeah.
They say the right things because
Bringing it,
they
Daddy.
want it.
Yes.
And when you in there and you talking to them,
That
you're
is-
missing this, right? It just put them on a temple.
That is the sizzle.
What?
Yes.
That's fire and desire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shoot,
And,
earth, wind, and fire.
Yeah, and
Going back to music.
it just don't get no better than that. It really doesn't. And
nice.
I encourage you all to embrace it and get involved. Right? Get involved in the sizzle. It is just a couple minutes before we take our next break, and we're going to spend the remainder of the show really talking about the sizzle that has been lost. That is the greatest challenge I think in this whole conversation is once the sizzle is lost, how do you bring it back? How do you rejuvenate it? How do you keep the sparks flying? How do you keep the energy moving in these relationships? And we're talking about energy, in a sexual and a physical way, but Jay mentioned it out front. It's got to be something more than that before the physical can be stimulating. And so we want to talk about what it looks like to ways to get the sizzle back here when we get back from our next break. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna be right back for more Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome back with Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Man, we on fire tonight talking about some good stuff,
Yeah,
y'all.
we were describing sizzling. Tonight we're talking about the question is your sex life still sizzling? If not, why? And how do you fix it? And we were just, trying to give people a definition, kind of a meaning of the word sizzle or sizzling. And I found a few more words to go with it, Jay.
Okay, what you got?
Baking, blazing, blistering, fiery, scalding, scorching, searing, sweltering.
And you named some shit that ain't making it sound good. Though.
Roasting?
Yeah, you roasting, nigga. I ain't trying to roast.
Smoking.
Smoke. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
That's burning. That's bad. That's bad. That did too much. You went too far. I'm nervous now. Nervous.
So
I lost my sizzle.
there are a lot of antonyms for sizzling, right?
I see.
And there's ways to get it hot. Let's cover this segment. Some of the ways to put the sizzle back in your life. Now, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Let's say you're in a relationship.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe you had some tension, some heated, you've been growing apart for a little while, whatever. The sizzle is not there, or it's not as hot as it used to be. It's not as hot as you'd like it to be. What can you do, Jay? What can you do to bring the sizzle back?
Now, when I look at that, I like to say what take it out is a lot of time, a lot of confusion, arguments, money issues, some of the things that you mentioned before. So as you go through this, it's a process of life. You two foolish people coming together thinking this stuff is gonna work. So it's natural. So what you gotta do is something different than the natural. You gotta get outside of your norm. No, what will make you want to get outside of your norm? What made you chase her in the first place? You got outside your comfort zone and chased it to see if you can get her. Now you got her, and you letting the bickering take you away from what you was doing before. You wanted her,
Right.
but you get away from it. So I like to say you got to get away from the bickering and the problems you having right now, and tap back into more of a desire.
Yes.
Because most people quit most bad relationship, any relationship, because they just tired. They're tired of tolerating. That was you tolerating a behavior that you knew that probably was never gonna change.
Never gonna change.
That right there is you. Now, when you get past tolerate and you want to celebrate, now I mean, at this point, please understand what I'm saying. It might hurt a lot of different people. Ain't no sizzle when I'm tolerating you. At this point, there is no me and you. It is a point of me getting rid of you. That's what happens when you keep tolerating somebody. All right? I need you to get out of toleration and get back to celebration. Celebration will make me want to do things to celebrate the fact that even though we argue, I still want to be with you. So that's where I'm seeing a lot of disconnect and wanting something back when it ain't there, it's not there. So I don't want people that, oh yeah, they get on my nerve, and then this person's hearing our show and they going back trying to do some things to kindle something that somebody is no longer trying to kindle, and they're going to get their feelings hurt real quick because they're going to shut it down. I don't want to go there with you because I don't even like you. I don't even want to be with you like that. I'm just tolerating this moment before I can get something better in my life. Now, all these kind of circumstances and things we got to talk about because it's all reality. But to the ones that want to celebrate, but you're tired of the norm, you got to get out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Now, these are the things that I want you to understand. You have to out your comfort zone, but get in hers. And that's going to take conversations. That's going to take that romantic side. That if you, a person that's not known to be romantic, she's going to be mad at you. She ain't going to tell you everything at that time. Okay? But you still got to ask them questions. If you wasn't mad at me right now, girl, what would you like us to be and what would you like us to do? Why are you asking me that? You know I can't stand you right now. Because I'm mentally trying to put a seed in your head about somewhere we need to be besides your anger. Now, you can't just tell her she's angry because it's going to cause that argument. You said, but again, I just asked you a question about where would you like us to be? What would you like to see of me? Is there anything that you would like to see me? Because remember at one time I did that thing, right? You kind of love me right now. You're mad at me. I want to get back to that point, but I need to know where you feel I need to be. Now, they're going to go back with whatever argument they had. That's just natural.
So you open Pandora's box.
But you're going to open it to close it. You got to understand
So you're
the next.
playing a game right now.
Well, I got to play a game and get back into her. I need to learn her and want to do things for her, not for me. If I just did something for me, she already know I'm probably selfish. You just did that for you. If she don't hear nothing she said in what you do, you're going to be thrown back in your own Pandora's box.
That's good.
You want to open up her box to get her, so when you do it, she know you was listening.
Right. And listen, what I'm hearing in that,
Tell me what you hearing now.
I'm hearing.
I'm trying to teach you something now.
I'm hearing some extreme humility
Mm-hmm.
to try to bring the sizzle back.
Now,
I'm hearing that you really in order to, if the sizzle is lost,
right.
it was lost for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm going to ignite the sizzle, a lot of folks, the sizzle almost can't be ignited unless you address the issue that caused it.
Correct.
And addressing the issue that caused it sometimes is not a good thing.
I agree.
Right? Because we already have had that conversation several times.
And they're looking for change and they ain't seeing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why you open it in a different way. I ain't asked her just to see past the issue or what we having. I asked where she want me to be.
Right.
I want to see if she even seen me in the future. She might be a point she telling her she don't want to see me at all.
Right.
So when
Absolutely.
she's telling you
Absolutely.
that I like to see you in a certain way, she ain't gave up on you. And she ain't gave up on me, and I still love her, and I ain't gave up on her. I have a reason to want to hear this, to get her where she need, what we need to be. Ain't no more this selfish person. I am a unit that's moving back on my woman and loving her in a way that she feel like I'm still her man.
Yeah, and in order to accomplish that, you have to embrace yourself for what you're going to get.
Touch
You might
yourself.
not
Feel
get
on yourself.
You certainly aren't going to get exactly what you want, and you might get a lot of what you don't want,
You will.
but you're going to have to brace yourself for that in order to bring the sizzle back. Remember,
Now-
the objective is to bring the sizzle back.
And I will
And the
tell
sizzle
you,
isn't just sex. The sizzle is, hey, you know what I'm saying? We can talk. We get along. We ain't pass by each other in silence. You know, we're not arguing in disagreement
Right.
and fussing with each other. You know, if we can just come out of that, then, you know, we'll find the bedroom sizzle. The bedroom sizzle will make its presence known
Right.
if we can just come back to that. But in initiating that conversation, it is important to know that when you go in, it's not going to be what you're expecting.
and I will tell you, you are right.
It may have a tendency to push some buttons.
Whew,
It
it'll be
may
very
have a
nasty.
tendency to, you know, really demean you, perhaps.
Okay.
You know, it may have a tendency to revisit some of those old issues, the issues that you really don't want to talk about no more. But you're going to have a new attitude about it this time. And I think Jay hit a nail on the head. The attitude has got to be genuine. It's got to be sincere. If you're trying to run game to bring the sizzle back, if you're looking for that temporary sizzle, they'll be able to read right through it.
Yep.
Especially after the fact. Right?
Or they snore.
If you know,
Really?
they gave in and you know, it was a good session, and then the next day you get up doing and saying the same bullshit you've been saying, they realize you were just running game.
Yep.
And now when it's time to bring the sizzle back, it's going to be that much more harder
That's
to
right.
get through. I'm not an advocate of game playing at all. You know, I kind of like straight shot, straight pass. And, you know, sometimes when you're in those conversations, you don't get straight shot, straight pass.
Right.
You get, you know, you get nonsense. And that can have a tendency to push your buttons as well. So, genuine, sincere, loving conversation going in with the intention to know that it's not going to be easy, and you're going to hear some stuff that you just might like, you might not like. You're going to hear some stuff that you just might not want to deal with, but all in the effort of humbling oneself so that we can get back to a loving relationship. Now here's one for a couple. Some ways to put sizzle in the relationship. Make time for sex.
I always had time for it. I just wonder what happened.
Well, I mean, for the fella who's only getting it once a month, you need to see if you can get on the calendar for this weekend and next weekend. That'll be a good start, right? Make
You
time
gotta
for it.
write it down on a calendar.
Well, you know, making time for it might just be, you know, honey, I tell you what, I'd like an evening for us. I'm gonna take you out to dinner this weekend. We're gonna get a hotel room and let's just kick it Big Willie style for the evening. Now, everybody's expecting what's going to happen at the end of that night, but it's really an opportunity for her to be excited about the week, ask you some questions about what you want here, what kind of dinner. Y'all can start to find some agreement. You can start to find some connection. See,
Well, I hear you spending some money. And that do turn them on. That's a Viagra for women.
It can be.
Yeah, that's a Viagra pill.
It can
Oh,
be.
you doing this?
It can
You bought this? Ooh, ain't for me. We go like, Lord, that's all I did.
Right.
Spit.
When I was a young man, I used to always say stuff like you know, a nice car ain't gonna attract no woman. A nice car ain't gonna get you no woman. And then all my buddies was like, nah, crap, it will. You need to open your eyes up, son.
You can't be riding around no minivan. You go pull something. Just trying to tell you, brother.
But Jay, how did you do it? When I met you, you had a minivan, man.
Because I was slick with it. Yeah, I was slick with it, baby. I let them know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got Junior, Kenya, naming people I ain't got up in
Right.
there. Because again, some of us are turned off because see, my whole thing is you got to be genuinely wanting to be with me.
Right.
You know, if you're looking at the gold digger, you look at my BMW, you look at my money and my wealth, then again, you're looking at things that I accomplished. And again, you want me to bring it to you, and at the table, you really ain't even adding up to me.
Yeah, and the reality is in those scenarios, she's not really looking at you.
Right. So
She's
I
looking
want
at
you
your
to not
things
look
and
at
stuff.
me.
Right.
So in that minivan, I got no respect.
Yeah.
Man, I couldn't pull out in traffic. People was cutting me off. It was horrible, man.
Yeah.
And one day I was telling my brother, I said, they was jacking people at this gas station. And my brother was like, well, they wasn't going to hit you with that minivan. And I was like, then you ain't have to go there. Now, I had other vehicles. I had Excursion. I had BMW.
Yeah.
I had vehicles that people will want to look at. But I bought the van to get to A to B. And I wasn't buying it to impress. I bought other vehicles to impress. But what I like is, why am I impressing what I don't even know? And what I was gravitating to is maybe a gold digger or somebody I didn't even care for.
Yeah.
So I drove that van with pride because it did what it needed to do. I got mad when it broke down too. I was like, man, we was together for a minute,
And
man.
if you was married, you know, that might turn your wife on, but
Uh,
might not turn a newbie on, you know. So,
Hey, not mine.
watch this though. Watch this. Here's the next way to put sizzle back into your life.
Next one.
Schedule erotic outer course time.
Okay, break that down for me because I get lost the hell out of
It means schedule anything and everything but intercourse. Right? See, that's your problem right there, Jay.
Yeah, because I'm like, if I do all that, I'm trying to get something.
I know, but listen, the best way to make sure you get more of it is to let it go tonight.
Oh, so you talking about do something more mental?
So remember, you're coming out of
Right.
a challenging situation. You're coming out of where the sizzle
Okay.
was lost,
I got you.
and now you're coming back into sizzle.
I
That, hey,
forgot about
can you have a nice evening without wanting just to bang my boots, right?
Nah, I agree
Can
with you.
can we talk? Can we cuddle? Can we hold? You know, there are a lot of women who feel those type of things.
I agree.
And so if you go in seemingly with a pure intention, but you get sex and you just seem like you ain't changed or you ain't shifted or whatever, they're gonna see through that crap, right? They're gonna see right through it. And so
Now, I would say, that's back to a game. And I played that one before. And it worked out quite well for me.
give it
too.
3 days. Give it 3 days.
I ain't
you
giving
know
that
what
long.
I'm saying? Yeah.
It's just the fact that you are correct. Sometimes they like to feel you want to chase them. So when you give them a nice outing where they're expecting you to do that, and you don't, it shows a little bit of control on your half, because you do have to be controlling, because it is a temptation, because you with somebody you really want.
Right.
But then you back away and you try to make it seem like it's just this moment. You know, it makes her think, oh, what? What's going on now? So now, while she in her thoughts, I'm trying to still show her my feelings. So you got to understand what you're doing, though. Just to do something and say, well, you know, I wasn't even thinking about no sex. You just ruined the whole thing. Because you just told it. It's not about telling, it's about showing.
Showing it. That's right.
Well, guess what? How we just said it, it could have been misinterpreted. Somebody, well, I did this, and I figured you'll feel better about me. Okay, now it's a plot, it's a plan.
Yeah.
You're playing.
Yeah.
It's all in wording. And my whole thing is don't word it in a way that they're going to look at it as that. You make it like it's about you. Remember, I seen that fire in you, and I remember I had to chase you for a minute before I really got with you.
Yeah.
But after I got with you, you let me know you are the one.
Yeah. And
So in this conversation, she
That's
like,
awesome.
okay, so she almost thinking that's what it's about to be. And it's like, no, I waited in, I will still wait for you because we're going to be together for a long time. That gives her encouragement and assurity that you ain't just trying to run off. And to her, she feel like you just want to be with everybody, but when you give her that, she has to look at herself and say, hey, am I just tolerating them? I really want them. And at that point, you might not be saying I'm trying to do nothing.
Yeah.
But my brother, I promise you, I had some stuff ripped off of me. Because they were going to do what they wanted to do, and I did too. Anyway, Dan, I told you, the sizzle happens more on the mental than always on the physical. You want to make sure she's mentally into you. You just want to jump on somebody. If she just jumped on you and it was just to jump on you, why would she just stay with you?
Yeah.
If all she doing is jumping and ain't getting satisfaction and feeling nothing, and you wonder why she that way.
Yeah.
She trying to help you. You ain't trying to help yourself.
Yeah. Some of the items, some of the erotic outer course time,
right.
you know, that you want to schedule.
You talking about handcuffs, tie up.
You know, it's outer course, Jay. That's
Oh my bad. You say erotic. You said it.
And we all gonna have a tough time getting to this one, right? But you know, outer course time means, you know, do something together. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you decide something as simple as just watch the movie together, but maybe you play a game. Maybe you know, watch a show that's there. Maybe you go out. Maybe you do ice cream. You know, midnight ice cream somewhere. You know, maybe you bring something unique home. You know, so you know the key
bring
is
somebody home.
The key is that you got to get out of the box.
Oh
yeah, you bring somebody home.
He about to tell you. You gonna lose all kind of sense.
All kind, yeah.
Might lose an eye. That was.
Yeah, it is. It's just a couple of minutes before we go to break. Let's try this one.
What's that?
Share sexual fantasies.
Like with her or others. I was just asking because the highest hour.
You know, you put yourself out there. So
My bad. You just, you know, with her.
All the women that's listening to you right now is like, come on, Jay.
Well, they should know. You should know. I'll just ask.
Come on, Jay.
Why, brother? Cycle down.
Share your sexual fantasies.
Now, I like to say to a degree. I like to say I got degrees in the different things I want to do, so don't share the wildest. But to share some things to see if I can grab some interest. Because again, I told you it starts mentally. So if I'm able to give her some of the things that I want her to do the same for me. And that way when I experience these things with her or take her to that level, she know I hurt her.
Yeah, and what are some of those things, Jay? What are some of those fantasies?
I mean, everybody got some things, but I got to wrap it up. But I'm going to tell you all day long. One person mentioned something to me, and I thought I would never do it. What I appreciated is it's a thought that can simmer. And I realized I didn't do that, but I did something similar because I was interested in why they wanted to do it. And at that time, I was in a position that they want to do it. I didn't see them that way. But when I got with somebody, I wanted to do something, and I wanted to do something different. I remembered some of the things that they said. I added some things to it to make it an experience that I wanted to experience and made it about me.
Okay.
And when I did that, it blew her mind because it was totally out the box. But it came out the box through the experiences and things that I did. So again, I didn't know that's what she needed and wanted. But it tied.
Nice.
And that's just nice of you knowing different people, but to understand, you just don't grab that to impress a person. I knew some things about her, and I was able to add in and give her experience at a place that she wanted, but she didn't know it was going to be like that.
There you go. We got to take another break, folks. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to be right back. More Bar Talk with Jay.
Sarah, did you know when we bring up certain things, man, you be like, Jay, I don't know how this gonna be. You alright, man?
Yeah, I think we're doing this conversation justice.
Okay, because I know you be making you nervous, man. I want to apologize, but it's my mind, man. I'm sorry.
See, man,
there.
Your mind be going crazy,
Yeah, I
man.
know, man. it brings that kind of attraction. You bring gravitation.
Yes. So tonight, folks, we're talking about, is your sex life still sizzling?
Mm-hmm.
If not, why? And how do you fix it?
Mm-hmm.
And we are currently dialoguing about how to fix it. We talked about making time for sex, schedule erotic outer course time.
Yeah,
right?
You're saying that. That's like real nasty to me. I was
Shit,
like, go for it.
It does sound juicy. Share sexual fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one. Ask for what you want.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important. I mean,
Yeah,
how can
give
you
some
feel
thought.
heard if you're not making your claim?
Come on,
Right? If you want X, Y, and Z, share it with them.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't necessarily have to be during bedroom time. And there is a way to bring things up. You know, you just can't say, "Damn, baby, I want more doggy style."
Oh, so you don't want to see me? You just want my head in the pillow. What you be thinking about? Now I ain't gonna lie, on my bed I got a Mona Lisa picture right above me, so if you face down in the pillow, don't even be mad. That's my Picasso. I'm just saying.
So making your needs and your wants known, right? We already talked about doing something different, right? You know, a lot of family sex happens in the bedroom. Well, send the family away and go in the living room or the kitchen, maybe in the garage, in the car, you know, maybe you go find a hotel room, but do something different, right? There are a lot of great books out there that will show you some very unique, you know, positions, and, you know, just, there are a lot of games out there where you can have fun with sex. You know, where you're rolling dice and having to answer certain questions, and you know, those games are intended to intensify, you know, the sensuality of the two of you.
Butt naked twist.
Huh?
Butt naked twist.
Butt naked twister. Absolutely. Absolutely. But
He didn't say butt naked. If you ain't getting over butt naked twisted, you all over that. If that don't make you, yeah, that right there, that changed your whole
the
life.
problem is I never finished the game.
I don't want to finish. If you finish the game, they into you. There's no sizzle in your behind. Yeah, you might just need to go throw that game out for y'all.
So there's many ways. I mean, you have to seek the sizzle.
Who seek?
Right? You have to look for the sizzle, right?
What we got?
We talked here, create.
Yo,
Go ahead.
I'm about to say, yo, Craft. I mean, I know we've been trying to like uplift and try to get people to the right point.
Right.
I guess I'm gonna play Jamal tonight
Okay.
because like I'm starting to feel like maybe it's just because of my personal life, but you know, if you're losing the sizzle, it's probably not that great to begin with.
Damn.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Just go ahead, go throw that up out there real quick.
Right.
Cause if it's good tomorrow, day after that, it was good yesterday, it's gonna keep being good.
Right.
So all these books and extra things that I need to do, I'm like, it don't matter if it's 2 minutes or 30 minutes, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
So it might be a problem with the person. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
That's an outstanding point. If the sizzle isn't there, it probably has not been there. Maybe for a long time, if ever. You know, what did Jeff Seaman say? The fish fry, and then what was the other one?
Man, he had a different level, man. Fish, high grease, golden. He had too much.
But that's an excellent point to make. Is that, you know, how can you expect to find the sizzle and you've never seen it? And you never experienced it, but you have this longing for it. Maybe you wake up one morning recalling, you know, some great experience you had in your past, and you're like, man, I'm doing too much sacrifice and I'm giving in too much. I don't ask for much. I just need this, and I'm not getting it. What do? Woo! Now, we were talking about getting rid of partners because of the sizzle. I don't think we need to get rid of them.
I ain't gonna say get rid of.
We gotta try.
But she got to be understanding, and I gotta put her in a place in her mind she will be comfortable to do it.
Okay.
And again, that's back on you. Now at that point, you ain't being satisfied. You ain't really saying nothing. Really, you are the problem. So if you really find ways to communicate with her to get her out of a comfort zone of being normal or not doing what you're doing, but get in the comfort zone and willing to experiment some things with you. Now at that point, you're bringing sizzle to a situation that wasn't sizzling at all.
Right.
But again, when it wasn't sizzling and you ain't saying nothing to her, don't be mad at her.
Yeah.
I will always tell you, all day long, half that's you. Because if you allow things to keep happening, you are the one that's tolerating. You are the one that's putting up with something, and then you find yourself in a messed up situation.
But Jay,
you tolerated that you've never tried to change.
Well, it's not necessarily toleration in a
Bruh,
relationship.
you ain't satisfying me, and we ain't doing nothing more than poking, up and down, no feelings, no nothing. Then again, I am tolerating.
We're not talking about no feelings now. We're talking about a relationship.
Okay, well, you got a relationship, but that's
you
all you're doing, and ain't nothing more, and you ain't trying to add to it. That's where I say you're tolerating, because again, you're not trying. The only thing you try to do is get by, but you want a long-term relationship with a person. Well, think about what they got an attitude.
In a relationship.
You in a relationship, and you look for a long-term relationship, as in longer, not shorter. It's no different than dating when you ain't in no real long one.
And if you really love somebody,
Right.
right?
talking about real love.
Which is what we hope
Then
is
you
the,
shouldn't be tolerated.
which is what we hope is the core of the relationship.
I would want
Then
it
you
to be.
probably are not gonna get super sizzling sex,
I
and
might
you
not
and you
get
might have
super,
been
but I'm gonna
and,
get good.
and you might have been okay with that, right? See, what I'm hearing there I guess there are several dynamics, probably numerous dynamics where that if the woman, I think we talked about this a little bit last week, if the woman doesn't give you sizzling sex, then you're not going to be happy with her. Because if you're in a relationship, she may go through this, that, and the other, and for a huge period of your relationship, you can't get sizzling sex, but you love her, right? And so you're not going to throw her away because you don't get sizzling sex, but some people take the other road and go out and find it somewhere else and come on home. I don't recommend that.
But you said it.
That's a building block for success, though.
He said it's a building block.
Yeah.
A building block and leave you.
As long as you don't get caught.
And sizzling sex, it might be for you, might be one end, but for him, it's another.
Right. So yeah, what she's saying is that the sizzling sex may be different for each person.
It's different for each person. For instance, for myself personally, bring that home. I was with my husband. My husband said I've been with too many nasty men.
I need you on mic. Come on over here.
Right. You can right there. She over there.
Okay. Make sure you gotta hear yourself in the mic.
Right there.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this all the way home.
Gotta get close.
I'm gonna bring this all the way home.
Closer.
For
There you-
myself,
Okay.
my husband told me
Mhm.
my biggest problem is that I had been with too many nasty boys.
Okay.
And that's the reason why our sex level, I want to take it too far.
It never.
As far as he's concerned. As far
And
as he's concerned.
watch this. I always say this, right? That when two people are together, one person is going to be freakier than the other. And it sounds like your freakiness
It's hot.
exceeded his freakiness. And so now he don't have no choice but to say, you're taking me a little far. You're moving me a little fast.
You're doing too much.
And it happens.
Exactly.
It happens in every relationship, though, where she might want to try something unique, something a little out of the box, and he's not down for it. And so you're killing her sizzle a little bit by not being willing to try. But if she is, crossing your lines, then there's gonna have to be some reprieve, and we don't know what that is. Usually it's sacrifice. I got to give it up because my significant other doesn't want it, doesn't like it, can't deal with it, won't entertain it. And so, is that the answer? You give it up?
Yeah, I had to give up. I had to give up a lot of things. It was like to the point where I had to give up the relationship because, like you said, okay, what's the point of I got to go outside of the house to get what I want
Right.
in order for me to be satisfied?
There's no
They
point.
don't come home and sit down and look at you like, I'm so glad I had a good time. I'm so glad that I was.
Okay, now we're just glorifying cheating. Okay, all right.
You know what?
I'm glad he put that wood on you, girl.
Now, let me ask you this question. This is a question for a woman, right?
Okay, what question
So,
you got?
is there scenarios where a woman is like getting her switch hit so good at home, but she still want to go out?
I would.
You would.
That mic. That mic. Say what
Okay.
now?
You,
No, I would.
You would?
I would.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
if I could get everything that I want at home,
Mhm.
what's the point of going?
Well, I totally agree with that, but it happens, right? It happens. Especially in a man's world. If a man, if a man is he's getting great sex at home, but he wants a little bit more, it would be nothing for him to go and do what he do outside the house, right? But I wonder if women think the same way, because believe it or not, the attention, the connection, the sexual energy comes big time when you got somebody, right? And so there's some men who obviously can't turn the other cheek. There's some men who want to get more, maybe be greedy. But I often wondered about women. Is women out cheating perhaps because they're not getting their switch hit at home, or they're getting their switch hit at home and still find a reason to go out?
Okay, for myself, I guess because I can't answer for everyone, so I'm only going to answer for myself.
Please.
I'm not going to speak for the other one.
Okay.
Right.
For myself, the reason why I found myself going out, I might again, might find myself into oral sex.
Right.
Okay, at that same point, at that same time, this gonna be considered nasty to you,
Okay.
you know.
Right.
And it's not something you feeling,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Okay, and I'm not gonna knock you.
Right.
I don't feel bad, you know what I'm saying, that you feel like, you know what I'm saying.
Just
you
didn't
don't
come
wanna
up that
be-
route. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
No problem.
Right.
You know.
But-
on the other hand,
Okay.
I don't want to be with someone that I feel like, damn, don't look at me, because I feel like this.
Right.
There's-
Right. Right. Because you
I
know,
see that,
you done expressed, you know, a little bit more than they're comfortable with, and now you feel like they're gonna be looking down on you, perhaps, or looking at you kind of sideways.
It'd be more. I have a problem with that. No. Now, what the best way for you to put it is, yes. I mean, I don't think that I'm ready right now.
Yes, I don't think I'm ready right now. Okay. That's
This
good.
should work with
That's
you.
good. That's good.
This
So
should
we
work
thank
with
you.
you.
We thank you so much for participating.
All of that work,
Yeah,
boy.
it's just about time for us to close out our show. And any closing comments, Jake? Got a minute?
Not after what she just said, no. But one of the things I can tell you all day long, what I really like about it is the mental and grabbing back hold to what you really want. I don't want people to be together just for a toleration. If you still just with somebody because you tolerate them, get back to celebrating. And it could be you. It's a mental thing. If you keep arguing, you ain't going nowhere, and you feel like it's not going to go anywhere, then sometimes you got to get out the comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
If not, then it's probably going to be something that's going to be a conversation of going two different ways.
Right.
Now, I am talking on a dating scene, quick, earlier relationship. You know, any other thing, you should have had more of a conversation in the first place. If you're not, then you are already doomed, because again, the best sizzle is a mental sizzle,
Yeah.
where she wants you
Yeah.
and she like that, and y'all do that.
Yeah.
You know,
And listen,
that's like a bad about. But anyway,
that's a great sizzle.
that's a nice
But that mental sizzle has got to lead in into some passion. It's got to lead
Oh,
into
yeah.
some,
Putting
you
it
know,
down now.
it's got to lead into some heavy breathing, you know.
That whoop-whoop.
Right? So,
Say it, crab, you nasty.
so tonight, folks, we've been talking about, is your sex life still sizzling? Is your sex life still sizzling?
I'm good.
If
bro.
it's not sizzling, there are ways to get it to sizzle. You got to seek
Okay.
the sizzle, right? You have to have a desire and a passion for the sizzle. And believe it or not, if if it's with your significant other, you're going to have to sacrifice, tolerate. You're going to have to open conversations that are very uncomfortable, but do so in the name of trying to create a stronger relationship and more sizzle in your sex life. And I don't think it can be put any more simple than that. This has been Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we want to thank you folks for being with us.
Bar Talk with Jay.